welcome back to my channel that celebrates DNA tests and ethnicity and diversity. The reason I'm making this video is because this is my brother-in-law, a special guest on my channel. And so we've, through marriage, been part of the same family now for over, well, how long? 9.5 years?
It's about a decade.
So about a decade of our life. And during that decade, people tend to get us mixed up. They think that we're the same person. Even in the same room, people will say his name or my name and think they're talking to the other person. So I think there's something to be said about the fact that it's interesting that my sister would marry someone who apparently looks so much like me. I guess there's something to be said about that. In the same way, people say the same thing about my sister and my wife, that they look so much alike. So I think that's fascinating. That's something in itself. But that's really not what this video is about. This video is about this. We now know, now that my dad's done his DNA test, I'm going to have you step up one more close so they can kind of look, see if they can see similarities more, because that's what this video is about. So we now know that on my mom's side, she's very ethnically mixed. My dad's the opposite. He's 99% Northwestern European. We haven't got a DNA test for my brother-in-law yet, but everything we know points back to the fact that he's the same DNA makeup as my dad. So Irish last names, maybe Scottish, English, maybe German, but there's nothing beyond that we're aware of on either side of your family.
Yeah.
And they're both from the Southeast, where that tends to be kind of the mix.
Yeah.
The reason I'm making this video is to point out, so whereas he has, his makeup is more of my dad's half, people still get us mixed up. Even though my mom is so diverse, and half of me is that, there's still enough of my dad showing through so that they think that we could be the same person. So, what are your thoughts on that? That's what this video is. I want to hear what you have to say. I can't know because I know what I look like, and I know we've known each other too long. Do you think we look alike? Could you understand how people would get us mixed up? And what are your thoughts on that? The fact that half of my DNA is similar to his, but the other half definitely is different, but enough of my dad's DNA shows through to match up so that people can get us confused. And because I mean, many times, right? People have said that you're me.
So I live in your hometown, so you moved off, and then I showed up, and I'm around with your family. And there's a lot of elderly people in the church and in town that they've addressed me with your name. They just see me with that group of relatives, and they think I'm you. But it's happened a handful of times at least.
And it's funny, like, despite being part of the same family for a decade, even as we've aged, we're still look enough alike for people to still think that we're the same person.
Yeah, and I think we've had really similar haircuts before in the past, not as much right now. And if you had the similar facial hair and similar height, and skin tone, so I mean, yeah, I could see it. And
that's interesting you say skin tone, because people recognize me on this channel as having an olive complexion, but even if you are Northwestern European 100%, you and I still have similar skin tone, that even that. And then the fact that we both typically have some kind of a beard.
Yeah.
Our hairstyles typically are somewhat similar, and sometimes we have the exact same hair and beard, or neither. Even when you buzzed your hair off, I think I had. So we tend to look alike, even as we age a decade into knowing each other and being part of the same family. So that's a pretty cool thing. Tell me your thoughts in the comments. I think this is fascinating, and thanks to my brother-in-law Andrew for being a part of this video.